Hello traders, welcome back to Simply Forex. You can see that I am not alone today. I am with Fong, who has joined us today. Hello Fong, how are you?
Hi, Tom. Thanks for having me here. I'm great. And what about you?
I'm good, thank you. Very good,
That's
Fong.
great. That's great.
Little bit hot here at the moment, but I'm good.
Right.
And just a short introduction of Fong. So he's in his 5th year of trading now. Yeah, he's a trading coach at Trading Live. And he's also a funded trader from My Forex Funds. Okay. And he's also achieved a VIP status of being able to consistently generate profit as well as managing risk. So, experienced trader, consistently profitable guys, we can learn a lot from Fong today. So, so let's get started. So Fong, I mean, you said this is your 5th year of trading now. What motivated you from the start to get into trading?
So how did I start trading was when I was 18. When I was 18, I was in my university. Then there was this group of Forex traders, but they weren't like a very legitimate one. They are just, have you heard of IBs? Introducing brokers.
Yeah.
So what they do is that they recruit you under them. Then they want you to open like big lot sizes so they can get max out rebates from there. They don't care whether you profit or you make a huge loss. They just want to make rebates from your trades. So that was how I got into. They asked me to fund my account, and yes, in the end, I had about an $800 loss from a 1,000 when I was 18. But luckily, I had a loss that time because, when you're young, you have lesser money to lose, and you are able to learn a better lesson. Let's say if you're like 30, you might have bigger savings, and you will have a bigger fund into your account, and you might have a bigger loss. So I would say I'm pretty lucky to be able to have a smaller loss, but able to learn a lesson while I was young.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, Fong. We learn lessons every day, in the Forex markets. And it's a very good point. If you start with a $30,000 account and you lose 80% of that, that's going to hurt a lot more. So that was good. And then how did it progress from there? When did you start seeing some consistency, and how did you get that consistency? What clicked? What really helped you to achieve that?
Yeah, so after I've burst that, not really burst that account, but after that huge loss, I quit. I withdrew the rest of the money. Then I had joined some courses and of course watched some YouTube videos because those are free, right? And from there, I learned about risk management, about risk to reward, how win rate doesn't matter, how risk to reward is more important. From there, I start to understand how important risk management is into consistency. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, cool. And if we think of, I always talk to our traders about our edge, our trading edge. And our trading edge is made up of money risk management, psychology, and our strategy. What would you say were your strong points when you first started, or did you find things, certain things difficult and found other things easier? What was it for you?
I think for me, the strong part of me is that I'm willing to learn. Like, I don't mind reading up books. I don't mind reading up or watching more videos to learn up and gain more knowledge. That is actually, that is my strong point, I would say. Yeah, eager to learn. Eager to learn.
And we're still learning every day, Fong. I don't know about you.
Yeah, right. I read articles every day and keep up with the latest news.
Cool. And if you could think of a stage in your trading career so far, what's a real achievement or a strength or something you're very proud of to date, Fong? And again, what helped you to achieve that?
I think what I'm really proud of is achieving that VIP status from my Forex funds. And besides that, I would say because of my age, I'm actually only 22 this year. So it makes me feel proud at the same time to be able to actually give out advices to beginner traders at such a young age, and many people actually did give some good feedbacks. And although I still get some judging over there, some judgment, oh, what is this kid doing over here? Because now, because of my age and I only have 5 years, what they're looking at is like they prefer people with like 10 years plus experience.
Oh.
And yeah, so that is, I would say, something that I'm proud of. Yeah.
Yes, sure. And for me, it doesn't matter if you're 21 or 80. It's all about consistency. If you can deliver consistency, you'll get funded. And you spoke, you give advice to new traders. What is some of that advice, Fong, that you give to new traders?
What I always emphasize is about winning rate. How beginner traders, they always been searching. Even I myself, last time, I would get attracted by videos that says, 99% winning rate strategy, right? Or 90%. Yeah, so I always emphasize to my traders that the winning rate doesn't matter. What matters is more of the risk to reward, the risk management. And although you can have like 6 losses in a row, but with two to three winning rates and 2 to 3 winning trades, and with a proper risk to reward, you actually can gain back those losses quickly.
Yeah. Sure. So obviously I can see straight away, Fong, you focus a lot on risk management, and this is some, it's imperative that all traders starting out do this. But also, if you were to say, some tips on psychology, is there anything you've learned over your 5 years of trading that could really help with our mental state when it comes to trading?
All right. So if it's psychology, I would say that don't panic. Ensure that you have your rules, follow your rules. And even though you have losses, just don't panic. And as long as you've done enough back tests, you gain enough confidence from your back test, I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah. So you don't have to be panicked, although you face some losses. But from that confidence you gain from your back test, I'm sure should be fine.
Yeah, sure. So lots of back testing. And I always say to my traders, you need to become like an emotionless robot. You just trade your system. Your system will play out,
correct.
But don't be emotionless robots in your, personal life.
In your life, daily life.
All right. And we'll talk a little bit about your strategy later, Fong. But I know a lot of our viewers are looking at, prop firm challenges or other challenges where they get investment, and you're obviously at this VIP status, which is great, and you should be very proud of that at such a young age. I'm also 22, Fong.
No,
I'm not really. But how many stages, how long did it take you to get funded? How many stages did you have to go through? And again, what helped you to get to this level?
So my first challenge, it took every challenge is about 1 month last time. The first stage is about 1 month, and the second stage is about 2 months. So I actually fully utilized that amount of time to pass the challenge, because what I believe is that the faster you pass a challenge, the faster you can lose the account as well. Because it's like you don't know how to appreciate the work that you have done to gain the account. And it's like the amount of lot size that you use to pass that account, and you might use the same in your funded as well. So it's like a give and take. You can gain an amount quickly, but you can lose an amount quickly as well. So it's like a give and take situation.
Yeah, sure. Because a lot of these, these challenges have quite tight drawdowns. So what was your drawdown, and did you ever get close to it, or how did you manage that drawdown for your challenges?
I would say my drawdown is, the daily drawdown was about the rules was about 5% per day, and the overall was 12. I would say that my drawdown was controlled because I only risk about 0.5% to 1% a trade, and I take like 1 to 2 trades per day. So it's quite controlled, even though I have losses, like few losses in a row, but I wouldn't hit that daily drawdown, because the max I would lose a day is probably maximum 2%, minimum 1%. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, again, tight risk management
Yes.
always. Yeah. Okay. And also, did you pass every stage straight away? Did you foul a stage when you first started? Or was it just a case of you passed every stage straight away?
I would say I would consider myself lucky, I think, because I actually did not feel any challenge before. So I would say I'm a little lucky in that case, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
would
so I
argue good trader, not lucky. Yeah.
yeah, because probably luck a bit of luck maybe was in place, and yeah, the first challenge I bought, I managed to pass it. Yeah.
Okay, nice, nice. And fully funded trader now? Do you trade funded, funded accounts? And how are you finding that? Because obviously funded accounts bring their own pressure, and the more funding you get, the bigger the trade size.
Yes.
And how have you handled that transition, psychologically?
All right. So you got to think it this way. We do not look at the amount. We look at the percentage. Yeah, that is the most important point, the percentage. Now, if you're someone that can get affected by numbers easily, just enter the trade, set your take profit, set your stop loss, and just throw your phone aside or just shut down your PC and let it do the work. Because now, the problem about trading big accounts is that whenever you see the amount floating, you get excited, and when it goes into negative, you start to panic. To be honest, even I myself, I still feel that way, because now whenever those profits in our account, the prop firm's account, they are in USD, and to Malaysian ringgit, it's times 4.
Right.
So we are looking at 4 times of that money. So it
Yeah.
still affects us in some way in psychology. Yeah, unless so there's still some stress, but you got to look at it in a percentage way.
Yeah. I mean, rather
Yeah.
jokingly, I always say to people on my mentorship program, I just say it's peanuts. You're trading peanuts. You're trading 1 peanut, 2 peanuts. It doesn't matter. It's not money. Yeah. You're just,
Right.
you're just not trading money. You're trading, like you say, percentages. So yeah, really,
Yeah.
really good advice, Fong. And also, over your 5 years, because obviously we're doing these series of interviews with different traders, if there's one overriding thing or one thing you would really like to share that's really helped you throughout your trading career, what would it be? What would be the one thing that you would say focus on? Obviously, there's many things, but what would be the one thing that really helped you?
What really helped me is staying disciplined, and of course following the rules of your system. That is very, very important, because it's like going to school. If you don't follow the rules, you get punished by your headmaster or your teacher. It's the same in trading as well. If you don't follow your rules, the market will punish you, and there's nothing to blame. You are the ones that did not obey the rules, so there's nothing to blame. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's such a singular thing, trading. You have no one else to blame.
Yes. Right.
If you mess up, it's on you. It's not like you work
Yep.
in a team or anything. It is. Yeah, exactly that. Okay then, Fong. So yeah, thank you for sharing all of that, and
Yes.
really interesting your own trading journey. And we're going to look now a little bit about your strategy.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
so I will ask a few questions about your strategy, and then we'll get you on the charts, and you can take a look and show us what you look for in terms of a setup. So, yeah, let's start then with you said you have roughly 1 to 2 setups a day, and that would suggest you're an intraday trader. But how would you describe your trading style? You scalper, intraday, swing, position trader? How would you describe your own trading style?
So the first thing I go is the daily chart. I'll identify a bias to see if it's a buy or it's a sell. Then after that, I'll identify the key zones. So it's just pure naked chart trading, no indicators, no other external things. So after I've identified the bias, look for either buyers or sell, then I'll identify the key zones in the daily, because I believe that the key zones in the daily is much stronger than the ones that you identify in the smaller time frames. So once I've done identifying the key zones, if the price in the daily is in a key zone, then I'll jump down to a lower time frame, for example, the 4 hour, the 1 hour. Then I'll look for entries from there with, for example, like candlestick confirmation, engulfings, any wicks, yeah, any breakouts, yeah, things like that.
Yeah. Okay. So when
That
it,
would be,
so when
yeah,
it
that
gets
would
to
be
it,
the. Okay,
okay.
so
Yeah. So
okay,
I mean,
right.
it's pretty much exactly how I trade, Fong. It's
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
what I do. People will be, on the channel, they'll be like, that's how you trade, Tom. And, it's all price action, looking for areas
Yeah.
to enter on using a daily bias. And once
Yep.
price gets to these zones, these support and resistance zones on the daily, you say you're looking for candlestick confirmation. Would that always be on the H4 or sometimes the H1?
More like the H1. More like the H1. Yeah.
Okay.
Because H4 is much slower, right? And we
Yeah.
need to wait a long time. So we either go to the H1 or maybe the 30 minutes to see a clearer price action. Yeah.
Okay. And are you looking for a breakdown in structure? Because if we're going up, we're in a daily downtrend,
Yeah.
and structure's going back up to an area of support and resistance, we're getting a retrace. The H1 structure will be in an uptrend. Are you looking for a breakdown of that structure or just a candlestick confirmation?
I'll wait for the breakdown of the structure because now, if let's say the daily is an uptrend and it's doing some retrace in the daily, that would be a downtrend in a 1 hour. What I'll do is I won't enter yet because it's still the seller's momentum. So I will not take buys yet. I'll only take buys if it's a buyer momentum. So I identify the range, and once in the H1, if the price breaks out of that downtrend, then I will look for buys. Yep.
Okay. Okay. And, you spoke earlier on, Fong, risk management, rightly so, is a big thing, and about this risk to reward.
Yep.
So, typically on a week, what is your win percentage rate, and, what is your typical risk to reward?
I would say my risk to reward is about at least 1 to 2, and my winning percentage is about, I would say, between 30 to 40%. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And just the risk to reward makes your edge play out and
Yep.
drives
Yeah.
consistent profits. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
All right, Fong. Yeah, we trade the same pretty much.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Okay.
Gotta go with the traditional.
Yeah. Well,
Traditional way.
I always say to my viewers, my subscribers, some people have so many indicators on their charts,
Yeah.
but the real, the charts don't lie. You've got support and resistance, which you can see reacted historically. You've got structure in terms of trend, that's telling you what to do. And the candlesticks, there's lots of information in candlesticks to tell you what to do as well, I do use a moving average 20 as dynamic support or resistance.
Dynamic.
Yeah. Do you use any indicators whatsoever?
The only thing I use is tools, which is the Fibonacci. Yeah, very useful.
Yeah.
Retracement tool. Yeah, but that's not an indicator because it's not. We draw however we like it. But if it's indicators, it calculates itself. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's lagging. Yeah, it's lagging. Yep.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. The thing with fib levels are that it's real time. It's a real level.
Yep.
It's not
right.
lagging like a moving average or anything else. Yeah, exactly. Okay then, Fong. So what we'll do now then, we will you can take the stage and you can show us a few setups or a few things that you look at on your chart, Fong. So guys, before Fong shows us some of the things he looks for in order to get us set up, what we're going to do, guys, is ask you to firstly subscribe to the channel. Yeah, if you're enjoying this interview, enjoying all the great information Fong has given us, then come join us. Subscribe to the channel, smash that notification button, guys. And if everyone could also smash the like button right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Okay, so Fong, take it away. I'm going to move our heads over here. Take it away and just let us know what you look for in the charts.
All right. So like I said just now, the first thing I do is I go to the daily, identify the bias. So how do we identify the bias is that we look at the trend. So it's quite obvious for the Euro USD right now, we have an uptrend due to the weakening of the DXY since about last year. Yes, last year end. So now after we have identified a bias, which is a buy, so the only thing I'll look for is buy. And I won't lose because there might be some indicators indicating that it is probably overbought right now, which could be telling you to sell, but that's not the thing I want to do because my bias is only taking buys. So after we have the bias, then we identify the key zones. So we can clearly see that we have a very nice support here, right? So Tom, how do you actually draw your support and resistance?
Yeah,
Like, do you use lines?
Yeah, they're not, yeah, exactly. They're normally zones. They're not really, exact lines. They're normally zones. And I pay more attention to horizontal support and resistance levels
nice.
than diagonal. But obviously, I keep an eye on diagonal support resistance levels. You know, they can be very important as well.
Yep.
But yeah, much like yourself, you know, that's what I would be seeing as well.
All right. Yeah. So in this case, I will choose this one. So give me a second. Let me delete this. We'll choose a nearer one. Right. So we can normally when I choose support or resistance, I want to make sure that I see that it has been validated, means that it has been proven that it will work. I wouldn't just pick any resistance like it's not that I won't pick, I will take in account, but it's like I won't heavily rely. Like in this case, of course, I'll pick this one instead of this one. And of course, it doesn't respect all the time, and it happens here. So it got broke out, right? So in this case, for the Euro USD is an uptrend, and we are having some retracement over here, and we are seeing some bearish momentum. If we change into the 1 hour, we'll definitely see a downtrend. Yep. So let's jump into
just there, Fong, just one question. You know that,
yeah, sure.
So on the 3rd of July, roughly where you are now, those last swing lows, would you not include those in the diagonal support level?
Yeah, you could as well. But I would say that because if I choose this, right, it's more like I would say not too much where price is not so consolidated, because if I choose this, we can see there are more wicks in this area. Okay. Yeah, we saw how the sellers tried to push, but the buyers jumped in aggressively and pushed back the price. But I would say it's pretty much similar if I draw from this and this. Yeah, it's quite similar.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so that's the thing about zones. I prefer using zones because they provide a bigger area. Because if I use lines, I'm going to see much more fake breakouts. I'm going to see much more fake breakouts.
Exactly the same as that, Fong.
Yep. So 1 hour, we are going to look at the 1 hour. So we can see that in the 1 hour, we are still having this very bearish momentum, which is showing us that currently the sellers are still in control. So how would I trade it? So that, let me see if there's a... So we can clearly see that it has broken out, but how do I take entry is that I do not enter at breakout instantly. What do I do is that I wait for retest. Okay, I wait for retest because, you know, now in the market, there's a lot of fake breakouts and price could reverse even after it has broken out of a very key resistance. So what do I do is that once in a 1 hour, I see a breakout from a resistance, but this one is the price have left us. But what if the price just break out? What I'll do is that I'll jump down to a 15-minute. Okay, I'll jump down to a 15-minute. What I'll do is that I'll wait for retest. Okay, once I wait for retest, I do not enter at the retest. What I'll do is that I'll draw a zone of the retest. And because now the reason why I don't enter at retest, because in retest, it would still be a seller momentum. Okay, it will still be a seller momentum. And what we are looking for is buys. When we have this contradicting seller momentum and taking a buy is not comfortable for me. So what I do is that I wait for breakout out of that retest, then I look for buys to the upside. Yeah, but in this case, the price have left us. So yeah, just an example. Yeah. So in this case, there was no retest.
Yeah, I mean, would you take a retest on the H1? What if price come back down now on the H1?
Yep.
You know, say
Okay.
to, there's a couple
Like,
of levels through there. There's a level,
yeah, right here,
a
right?
level, level. There's a few H1 levels I would be interested in. Yeah, there
Like about here.
and one below. You know, the
Yeah, like,
last there
this
here
one.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, this one would be the best. In fact, this one will be the best because it kind of comes back to the trend zone. Yeah, it comes back
Yeah.
to the trend zone. Of course, this would be the best. But now, if I decide, what I do is that sometimes I don't wait for the retest back to the trend zone because it might be too far. So what I do is that I'll draw a Fibonacci zone from this to this because there was no retracement. Then what I do is that I'll pick the retracement zone that has the most confluence. So in this case, I would say the 50% is quite good because at the 50% level, we actually have a very strong support level. Because what I do is that I don't just rely on Fibonacci. Like I don't just, I just draw this. Oops, not this. Okay, I don't just draw a Fibonacci and I just take any trades from the 50% or the 61. I will look for any confluences previously to see if there's any support or there's any resistance that confluences with the Fibonacci.
Sure.
So in this case, the 50% is quite a good zone because we have a very strong support here, okay, that confluences with our 50%.
Yeah.
So if this happens, what I'll do is that, let's say if price decides to retest, so if price, let's say, decides to retest something like that, what I'll do is that I'll draw a trend zone, right? Then I'll wait for the breakout. That is when I take entry to the upside. Yep. So this would be how I do it. Yeah.
And so you mainly execute on the M15?
It depends. Like if the 1 hour doesn't show the opportunity, I might go down to a lower time frame to find for the entry. Yeah.
Okay.
And of course, the lower time frame we get a better risk to reward because it is lesser pips. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a general thing. If you're dropping down to the M15, it's going to give us it allows us to get into the trade quicker. If you had to wait for a H4 candle, you could be 50 pips your stop loss.
Yeah. Yeah,
you know?
that's right. Yep.
And then just with regards to that, you know, where do you put your stop loss? If price comes down like that, are you just putting it below the last swing low?
Yep, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
So in this case, if the price decides to push up without any retracement, the next thing that we can wait for is this resistance zone. But if price comes up to this resistance zone, I wouldn't sell as well because in the daily we know that it is an uptrend. So what I suggest is that we can wait for a breakout out of this resistance, then we get a retest, then we can look for buys to the upside. Yeah. Yeah,
sure. Okay.
And of course, we have I know some knowledge from ICT. I'm sure you definitely have heard of ICT. Yeah. Then we have a lot of imbalance here to be filled as well. Yeah. So it acts like a magnet. And if we can get a break from here, in fact, this is a very nice zone. This is a very nice zone. So if we can get a break from here, a clean break, then a retest, then a breakout from the retest, then we can take some buys here all the way to the upside. Yeah, so this could be a very good trade to take. Yeah, probably.
If we go back to that day chart, there's lots of room to move into with that trade.
Yeah, definitely.
You know.
Yep. Yeah, so we have some imbalance here, but in the M15 we see like more imbalances in the lower time frame. Yeah. So this would be
So Euro US dollar is a trade you're looking at right now, Fong, to buy.
Yep, waiting for either the retest to happen or the breakout of that very strong resistance. In fact, in the daily, we can see how it got rejected like about 3 times. Yep, 1, 2, 3. So 3 times. So this is definitely a very strong resistance.
Yeah. To be honest, that's what I'm waiting for, Fong. I'm waiting for that break of that highs. Because for me, that's then a change in daily structure. I would argue daily structures in a downtrend because we're getting lower lows, lower highs. Once I get a break of that red resistance zone, then I'm interested in Euro US dollar.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, right. Yep. Same as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great. I mean, there's a lot of similarities and synergies between the way we trade, Fong. And we both agree everything you need to know is in the charts. You don't need millions of fancy indicators.
Yeah. In fact, indicators are like I would say they are more of confusion. Sometimes the indicators can give you different direction to take. That is when beginner traders, they start to, even though they have a bias, but because of the indicators, they switch their bias. Yeah. So that's not a really good thing to rely on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Okay, brilliant, Fong. And anything else you would like to mention before we wrap things up, or is that pretty much everything?
Yeah, so if any viewers of yours that's interested to join my live streams, they can head over to trading.live. And trading.live is a platform where we have a lot of streamers or verified trading coaches. They'll have live streams every day and have educational content, daily chart analysis, and of course, it's absolutely free. Yeah, so if you're interested, you can head over and watch live streams there.
Okay, cool. We'll leave a link, guys, as well, so you can check that out. So, Fong, thank you very much for your time. Really insightful. Okay, so Trading Live, guys, there you go. You can see it there. If you're interested in learning, if you're new, beginner, all different levels, Fong, or mainly for beginners, or all different levels?
Beginner, intermediate, all different levels. Beginner, intermediate, advanced,
All right, cool. So check it out, guys. Trading.live, where you can hear more from Fong. Fong, we would just like, first of all, guys, if you've enjoyed Fong's interview and his trading journey and his strategy, then, subscribe to the channel right now. Also, guys, if I could ask you to all smash the like button if you've enjoyed this interview as much as I have, Fong. It's been great talking to you, my friend. Thank you very much, and perhaps
thank you for having me here.
No problem, Fong, and perhaps we can have you on again soon for more of the same.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Fong. Cheers, guys. See you next time.